once a cheater, always a cheater, because I feel like that's like the golden rule we hear across the board.
100%.
And it's like, that's not the case, because we have a success story sitting right in front of us.
Yeah. Just kidding. Yes, we do. No. So I asked Graham last night, I said, tomorrow we're going to talk about once a cheater, always a cheater. And Jordan asked me today, why did you cheat on me? And he's like,
sorry, Graham.
No, he was wow. But he was almost like excited that I asked him that. And I was like,
wait, because you never actually have, right?
Asked him?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't tell you I did.
Yeah.
I never thought about it. I was so hurt by it. I was just like mad, angry, sad that I never sat down and said, why did you do that? So I asked him, and he said, I don't really think about it unless we're talking about it, because I really did like a lot of work to heal it. He said, I think about this 2 times a week, 3 times a week. It's like, if I could go back to college, it's like I would love to redo it now, knowing what I know now. I would have had better relationships. You and I would have had more fun. Like my life would have been so much better because of it. And I was like, no, because you cheating on me was the best thing that ever happened to you, because it woke you up. And you had to say, am I going to stay being a shithead? Or do I like this girl? Am I going to make it work? Am I going to become like a better version of Graham? And you did, like relentlessly. So I was like, I think it's a good thing that you did it. So I said, why did you do it? And he said, I wrote it down. Oh, he said it was entitlement. I think the biggest one was he felt like he was invincible. He's like, I didn't really think you'd find out. If you did, I was pretty sure it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And I was like, wow. But he also said, and so this one surprised me knowing all of that, he was selfish, but he also was feeling an insecurity.
I was going to say, do you think he self-sabotaged, like subconsciously, because of the insecurity?
Yeah, he said, he's like, I wasn't doing well in school. I was going to quit football. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And so one thing I could do was, like, go out and party and, like, get a girl. And so he was like, I was feeling an insecurity.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, how, like, impressive of you to admit that now.
Yeah, because, like, I completely agree. I do not think once a cheater, always a cheater. I have many people in my life who have been on all sides of the cheating, and it's been very dependent on the person, the situation. And I think the thing we all forget is that we don't know what that person's dealing with. It's not saying that cheating's ever okay, but we don't know what they're currently experiencing. Like,
right.
At that time, like, Graham was really going through something where he wasn't doing it to literally hurt you. He was doing it because he was hurting inside.
Totally.
And, like, we forget that.
That's why we have to let people change. He reminded me right after I found out. I had a bunch of girls over. And we like had a wine night, and I posted an Instagram photo of like just me with holding a dog, and I said, can't teach an old dog new tricks. So it reminded me at the time, I thought once a cheater, always a cheater, without a doubt, true.
Yeah.
That would be my advice to any of my friends. I'd be like, forget him, we move on. But I think when it happens, you have to stop and ask yourself, like, as a guy or as a girl that was the cheater, you have to be like, do I want to change? Because it's a painful process to change, right?
Yeah.
If you're like, I want to change as a person, like if cheating's bad and I want to be good, you're gonna have to go to like a really vulnerable state, because it's not as simple as, I want to be a better person, and then you just walk out the door and you've done it. If it was that simple, it would have never happened in the first place. So he's like, he had to ask himself, do I want to do this? Number 2, is this the girl I want to do it for?
Yeah.
And maybe the answer to that would be no, and you want to change because of the situation. But in his case, he wanted to change because of the person.
Yeah. Cheating is so complex. Like, it's actually, it's one of those things where there's no situation is ever the same.
Never the same.
There's no answer. There's no solution.
Yeah, and I think
Easy solution.
I think there's instances where it's like, once a cheater, probably, I mean, he's just always going to be doing that.
Yes.
Or there's the ones where you're like, it could be the best thing that ever happened to him, because you had to shed that shithead face really fast and consistently, and it brought out a good part of you. And because of his parents, like, he had a really good moral foundation. I'm always like, you're a good person. You just had to find it.
Yeah, and Graham is literally the nicest person I've ever met in my entire life.
It's so now I could talk about it now, because I'm like, I'm so secure in it and like who he became.
Yeah.
But in times of adversity, I think you really see who people are, and then you see your true colors, and then you learn to trust them.
Yeah.
The reverse of it, though, would be if he'll do it for you, he'll do it to you. You heard that one?
Yeah, you told me that one the other day, and I was like, that's so true.
And you know what I think the problem there is? So if he'll do it for you, if he cheats on his girlfriend for you. How do I give this? I'm just going to use this as an example. If Graham and you hooked up and then he started dating
Horrible.
you. I know, terrible, but like the analogy for the listener would be Graham and Jordan hook up. He did it for you. Safe to assume he would turn around and then do it to you in about 10 years.
Yes.
Because nobody there ever got caught, punished, had to wake up. It was okay.
That's actually so true because I think about that a lot where someone cheats on their, let's say, husband or wife, and then they leave that person for that person they cheated on. It's like, who's to say that they won't do that again to you because they didn't deal with any consequences? They got away scot-free? Scotch-free?
Scotch-free.
Scotch-free. Like, they didn't have any, no one, like, slapped their hands.
Yeah, so wait, what do you think about that one? You think it's a problem?
I feel like it could, in Graham's situation, because of you, it was a learning experience. Because if you would have been like, Graham, it's okay, we can keep doing this, I don't think he would have changed. But you literally were like, dude, we're done. And he had to fight for you for 6 months.
Yeah.
Bring you breakfast, write you notes every single day. Like, he had to truly change and know that there was consequence in his actions. Where in some situations people cheat and they get away with it. And I think that they would do it again then.
Yeah.
Think about it, teenagers, like how they steal. If they just keep getting away with it, they're going to keep stealing. But as soon as they get caught and like go to the police, they're not going to steal again because they know there's consequences.
Right.
It's just like, it's so basic with everything in life.
One of two things has to happen. Yeah. You either have to grow up or somebody has to be like, yo,
Yeah.
we're not going to do this. And you love them enough that you're like, wait, what? Like,
Also, it's college is so young.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the
so-
same person. Like,
I mean this in like
Yeah.
the nicest way, but in a situation like Alex's where someone that you're in a relationship with cheats on you, but you want to make it work, it's on both of you to change the situation. Because if you wouldn't have made him work for it, I don't think you guys would be where you are today.
absolutely not. If I would have gone soft, no chance.
Yeah.
Like, as the girl in that scenario, knowing, okay, it goes to not accepting behavior you don't deserve.
Yes.
Not accepting.
Say that again for the people in the back.
Not accepting behavior you do not deserve. I was like, I don't deserve this. No one does. So it's a hard ass full stop scenario where we just broke up. And like, I don't give a shit how cute you are, whatever you are. Like, I'm sorry, but I would tell him this. I'd say, 1, you're not special. 2, you're highly replaceable. And if we cannot learn that, then we cannot be together. And he just like, I don't know what it was, had it in him, and like, he heard it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think to wrap up, once a cheater, always a cheater. It's definitely situational. And I mean, I don't even know.
Well, I think about this. If I was in high school, maybe I was mean to somebody, and then they meet me now, and they're like, I actually was not. I was a lot of things in high school. Mean was not one of them. Whatever you were, though, at one point. And then you meet the person 10 years later, and you're like, holy shit, she grew into herself. She was so nice. Can you imagine if your reputation back then, though, like, stayed with you forever and you didn't have the right to change?
That would be horrible.
That would be that for me.
Yeah.
That would be
Okay.
this one.
So hopefully no one's going through a cheating situation now, but if they are, hopefully some
Oh.
of that context helped.
But he better now.
Or she.
She or he better be working their ass off.
Yes. And if you're listening and you did the cheating and you want to win your partner back, you better put in the work.
And maybe you don't want to win your partner back, and that's okay too. Maybe it taught you that. Maybe that's what showed you that. Like, there's always there's a lesson in it.
Yeah. Oh my God, cheating I feel like is very eye-opening because it sometimes is your way of ending a relationship because sometimes people think the only way to break up with someone is by cheating.
Yeah, you might be like, oh, I didn't really like him.
Yeah, so I'm just going to cheat because then they'll have to break up with me.
Yeah, I mean, it's shitty, but you did learn something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's, well,
Yeah, well, okay.
learn a lot.
And what's the next one?